3, 2. How's it going, everybody? Welcome in to Wins and Losses. Titus Cleveland, Marge Tobin, Jeff Hinkle, Jackson Cowan. We are the four here to talk about all things sports. And fair disclaimer for everybody, we've got the Sunday night football game going on in the background. Jackson's favorite team is the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know if you can tell what my favorite team is, but fair disclaimer, if you hear either of us just randomly blurt something out during this episode, that's exactly what's going on. So let's start things out talking about a sport that isn't really talked about a lot, the Premier Lacrosse League, or PLL. I thought it was the Professional Lacrosse League at first, but we've got two lacrosse players here, which is I think this is all the lacrosse players I know in one room. But guys, what are we going to talk about in the PLL today? Who wants to start?
Well, I'll let Marge start, but before, I think calling me a lacrosse player next to Marge, who is a Division I lacrosse player, is a bit of an overstatement. I played in high school and then coached when I was in college, coached high schoolers. So I think we're stretching the bounds of what a lacrosse player is now.
You still played more lacrosse than me and Titus combined. So there's So Marge, take it away.
Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about a local team anyways, the Denver Outlaws, who just last month actually fell short in the PLL championship. So they put on a great performance all season long. They kind of fell short in quite a few games right at the end, but they were a team that fought, made their way there, which is all you can ask for in a team, is like to have that grit. So I just kind of want to talk about what they might look like going into next season. They have these gritty players. They have a lot of young players. I'm not sure what their contracts look like, but if we have these players going into next year, I think they could bring a lot to the field. So Jackson, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, you're looking at a team that lost by a goal in the championship, so that's a pretty big deal. I think one thing that sticks out to me, Logan McNaney, the Denver Outlaws goalie, he was goalie of the year his rookie season. He played for Maryland from February until right at the end of May. That he lost in the finals in college and then lost in the finals in pro, so had a whole summer in spring of lacrosse. And I think just year one, having a goalie that's that good, that's always a good thing. And then
huge as a rookie.
Yeah, 100%. He just, he played his best lacrosse all season long. So I think that's huge. And you talked about the future and having a lot of young guys. I think that's a big key for me, just sticking out in the pipes. So yeah.
Right, and then their attack is something to be talked about as well. They had such a strong fighting attack. They have players like Brendan O'Neill, players like Pat Kavanaugh, who just, it looks like they're putting their life on the line every single time they're playing, just to do anything to get that goal work together. And these are players who also on their college teams were just leaders, all the way through, being able to lead their teams into championship settings, things like that. So I think definitely a lot of potential on this team. And when you pair a rookie goalie winning that type of a acknowledgement with an attack like that, it's just something that is really a force. So
yeah, 100%. And you talk about the grit, like Pat Kavanaugh, he was hurt when he was in college when Notre Dame won the national championship, and he just willed his team to victory, which was pretty cool to see. So I think bringing that to professional, for those that maybe aren't lacrosse fans like Titus and Jeff.
I wouldn't say I'm not a lacrosse fan. I haven't turned on a PLL game and been like, yeah, I'm going to sit down and watch the entire game.
All right, fair enough. Well, regardless, the Outlaws have 4 of the last 5 Tewaaraton winners on their team. The Tewaaraton is college lacrosse's version of the Heisman. So basically the last 4 of the last 5 MVPs in college lacrosse all play for the Outlaws. So if you're looking to get into lacrosse, if you live in Colorado, that right there is a reason why cheer for the Outlaws. They got a lot of dynamic guys. They have, to your point, Brendan O'Neill, Pat Kavanaugh. They also have Logan Wisnauskas and Jared Bernhardt. Yeah. Saying it once fast was too much for me. Yeah. So just a lot of their attack, to Marge's point, is pretty dynamic. And when you have that many skilled players on one roster, it's a fun team to watch.
Also closer to home, CMU's men's lacrosse team's a pretty dominant force in the RMAC. They've gone to the championship the last couple of years. So they know how to play some lacrosse here on the Western Slope too. It's not just, Front Range, Denver, that kind of scene. D2 college lacrosse is huge, even right here.
Yeah, CMU, I think they lost to Tampa, who I'm pretty sure was the Division II national champion last year. in the tournament. So we're seeing a lot of good lacrosse. So.
A lot of good stick.
Yeah.
I think that's the term. Is it like you're talking about hockey? You talk about puck.
You talk about puck. Yeah.
Right?
I don't think.
Is there a term that I can use?
No, not like that. Not like that.
Okay, cool.
I wouldn't say stick. Maybe ball or something like that. I don't know.
Good try.
I'm trying to get with the lingo.
We'll keep working on it.
But why don't we see lacrosse in the mainstream? Titus, do you want to chime in on this at all?
I am just staying quiet, and I'm learning so much right now. So I'm gonna, I have 2 ears, 1 mouth for a reason. So I just want to keep learning. So yeah, I have nothing to say right now.
But okay, question then goes to Marge and Jackson. Why do you think we don't see, the PLL in mainstream sports?
That's a good question. Well, Marge, if you got something, go ahead.
Well, I just would say it's a growing sport. It's not as popular as the other sports. Maybe we will in the future as it grows. But yeah, just not as popular as the other sports. As simple as that.
I think a little bit is kind of the not culture, but the stigma around lacrosse being like kind of a rich kid sport. I mean, it does cost a decent amount of money just to like play it. So I think that hurts it a little bit. But with the PLL, there used to be an MLL, which was the Major League Lacrosse. Now the PLL, the Premier Lacrosse League, is, they actually have games on like ESPN Plus, and then the championship was on ABC. So you are seeing a little bit more TV and revenue driven that way. So I think that's going to help because you actually can go watch college or professional lacrosse, and then college lacrosse is still on ESPN and things like that. But college, you can see professional lacrosse on, typical platforms where you go and find sports, where before that wasn't necessarily the case. So I think that's going to help. But I just think there are other sports that, people are interested in. And unfortunately, you have football, you have basketball, you have baseball, hockey that are so entrenched in, our societies. I feel like that I think, unfortunately, lacrosse has a long way to go before it's going to be able to kind of be even really super close to any of those sports.
Yeah, I mean, you brought up the term of like rich kid sport, air quotes. Golf is on my TV all the time.
That's
right?
fair.
And that's
fair.
another
Yeah.
rich kid sport.
No, I agree.
But like golf has been around for so long. And what you're talking about, it's like a new league, it's growing. Maybe 10 years down the line, we could see, Sunday night PLL instead of the Sunday night football that we're watching right now.
I think that is definitely a possibility. I also think one of the great things that about the PLL is it could potentially fill that summer niche where you just have baseball on, and lacrosse, the season starts, I believe it starts in early June, and then I actually think they should end it a little sooner before the NFL season starts. But from June to August, there's not a ton of other sports going on. So I don't see any reason why in 10 years' time you can get Sunday afternoon, Sunday night lacrosse. I think that'd be a great thing for the sport. But I just think there's some room to grow for sure.
Yeah, who are our top 5 players to look out for? Marge, do you want to start?
Ooh, top 5 to look out for. Oh God. I don't know if I can answer that one. Top 5 to look out for.
On the Outlaws or just in the country?
In the PLL.
In the PLL.
In the entire league.
I think Brennan O'Neill and Pat Kavanaugh are both pretty reasonably on there. Marge mentioned they're young. They play for the Outlaws. I think they're both phenomenal. They're both in the top 10 in points. And then for the New York Atlas, the team that actually won the PLL championship, you have guys like Jeff Teat, Connor Schellenberger. Connor Schellenberger was the league MVP. I think those two are two guys to watch. And then
so they're your Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes of the.
I would say probably, yeah. And then I'm trying to think if there's like another name, a fun guy to watch or something like that. Give me a second. I'll give you somebody.
Who's the guy? O'Neill.
Brennan O'Neill. Brennan O'Neill and Pat Kavanaugh are definitely the two for the Outlaws you can watch. Yeah. So if you're a Denver sports fan, yeah.
If you're a Denver sports fan, first off, I'm so sorry. Second off, well, I don't say sorry.
The Broncos are good.
The Avs
cooking.
are good. The Denver Nuggets are good. But the Rockies, you've got the Rockies. Speaking of the Denver Nuggets being good, let's talk a little bit of NBA now. Let's talk a little bit of hoop. That's the correct term, right? Hoop is the
just ball
knowledge. I don't know.
Titus is our basketball guy. Titus, what are you saying?
Hoop, ball, same thing.
Yeah, but let's talk season predictions. NBA season just started. Who do we got going to the finals?
I mean, it's still so early, but a couple teams I like. Denver, of course, they revamped their roster, and then New York as well. That's my biased team. So I'm gonna stick with those 2 teams right now, and I'll let you guys pick who you guys think are gonna go the farthest.
Marge.
Of course, Boston fan here. I'm going to say the Celtics. Knew that was coming for sure, but I'm going to go with the Celtics. Keep it short and sweet.
Okay. That side of the table just cannot get away from their home teams.
I love how she looked directly in the camera too. She was like, "I'm a Celtics fan. I'm gonna root for the Celtics. I'm a Suns fan." But I know the Suns are not going to make it to the finals this year, so I'm gonna stick with my gut, and I'm gonna say the Lakers are going to make a run. I always say, they're always going to make the playoffs. Just a matter of how healthy they are when it comes time to play those last couple games.
Yeah, don't bet against LeBron. I like the Nuggets. I think they got a good thing going. Jokic, I think he's probably going to be the MVP, if not top 3 in voting again. So I like the Nuggets. Coming out of the East, I don't really know who I like. I kind of like the Knicks, honestly. I feel like the East is kind of wide open.
Get Giannis some help. Get Giannis some help in Milwaukee. They're still a good team.
Adding Miles Turner, I think, is going to help them. But, no more Damian Lillard, so I think that hurts. But maybe the Cavs, I really like. Donovan Mitchell, he looked pretty solid last season there. You have Jared Allen, Mobley. They can play some good defense, and they got a lot of good bigs.
How about those upstart Orlando Magic too?
I don't think they're going to make the finals, but they got a good squad.
They'll make a playoff run. I don't think they'll make the
you asked who's going to make the finals.
Oh well, playoff run, yeah, but finals no.
Yeah.
Titus, any last word?
It looks like he's thinking hard over there. So
I can really go into depth into this whole topic, but I don't want to waste a lot of time. Who did you say, Jeff?
So
wait, let's go back to March. Celtics are 0-3. They're not going to the finals. I'm sorry.
0-3. It's the start of the season, bro.
There's plenty of time.
It's the start of the season, Titus.
You lose to a helpless Philadelphia 76ers squad to start the season. Joel Embiid plays 12 minutes. Doesn't really do much. You let a rookie in VJ Edgecombe go off for 34 points.
He could be the next 40. Kobe Bryant. He could be the next. You never know.
Let's pump the brakes there.
We all thought Marco Rubio was going to be the next John Stockton, but that didn't happen either. So, or not Ricky Rubio, not Marco Rubio. Different topics.
That's all right. It's
Ricky Rubio.
Yeah,
last name Rubio.
Celtics they have a fighting chance, but they're starting off on the wrong foot. I will say that. No hard feelings though.
Okay, none taken, but I've got some faith. All right.
Okay. Lakers, same thing. They're not going far. That team is the same as if it's the same team. All you did was swap LeBron out for Luka. You didn't really get Luka as much help.
LeBron's still there. LeBron's gonna come back from injury, and he's gonna still be on the Los Angeles Lakers.
You're gonna need LeBron to be at the top of his game every single game,
and he can be.
He's touching 40.
He's LeBron James. He is LeBron James.
I'm on Titus' side. I don't think.
You just said don't root out LeBron. Don't rule out LeBron.
Yeah, I did, but I don't think they're going to make the finals, though.
Thank you.
Come on.
I think I wouldn't bet against the Lakers, but I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, they're definitely going to make the finals. I'd be like, yeah.
Long season.
It is a long season.
It's a really long season.
You're right. That's
you
what I'm
could
worried
start 0-3 and still make the finals. I don't think that's a good take.
Let me just put it to you simply.
Agreed.
Luka can't get hurt. LeBron can't get hurt. One of those two players get hurt, your chances are done.
In the playoffs, I would agree with that.
So let's just put it right there. You have to put your entire career.
You have Austin Reeves on that team.
So Austin Reeves is going to get you to the finals? No. Jackson, who did you say? Cavs?
I think the Knicks would be my pick out of the East, and then the Nuggets.
Oh, so you got the same picks then?
Yeah.
All right. I'll add two more players. I like the Cavs in this one as well. But as well, Detroit. I think Detroit fell short last year. They have a great young system. Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren, Jaden Ivey, a great coach in J.B. Bickerstaff. So I think they're going to make a run. And then on the West, I do not have OKC going to the finals again.
What?
Just because it is so hard to go back-to-back in the finals, especially when you're a young team, as young as the OKC Thunder are. They're going to experience this year what it's like being the hunted. And they already experienced it having two back-to-back double overtime games. So they're seeing that they're getting teams' best every single night. So can they withstand that? Can they hold up going 82 games? Can Shai Gilgeous-Alexander continue to play 40 minutes, dropping 50 points? No. So that's why I don't see the Thunder going that far. However, I do see the Dallas Mavericks being one of those teams that can go far because Cooper Flag is amazing. AD is amazing. You get Kyrie back. Klay Thompson is not, he's no scrub. He can still knock down threes in the corner. I like that team. They're lengthy. They have good size, and they play defense.
Yeah, but I'm going to throw back your argument to me about the Lakers. AD gets hurt. That is a needed cog in a team that's not there. And we know Anthony Davis's injury history. It's bound to happen.
It is. I call them street clothes for a reason.
Anthony
Just because
Davis.
it's you never know what you're going to get from him. That's a fair point. However, I have faith in Cooper Flagg, Kyrie Irving, who, when he is on, he's one of the best players.
Also almost 40, by the way.
I don't think it shows in Kyrie touching 40. But I like Dallas. And a team that has surprised me out the gates, San Antonio.
I was going to say
Wemby's going to be the
Spurs,
MVP
yeah.
this year. That's my dark horse pick.
I don't think he's going to – he might finish in the top 3.
He's
I
an
don't know if he'll
alien,
win.
dude. Like, you've got that height, that kind of wingspan. If you've got KD saying we need a height limit because this kid is too dominant, you've got something.
You'd have to look at the team's performance when he's on the court compared to when he's not on the court.
And you also got one of the best point guards of all time and giving him the ball, Chris Paul.
I don't think Chris Paul's on the San Antonio Spurs anymore.
Oh, he's not.
I think
He's on the Clippers. Yeah, no.
Swing and a miss.
I'm gonna head out. That's it for me.
Continue to watch your Packers game right now.
Sorry,
but yes, I do think the Knicks and Nuggets will be the last 2 teams standing. Honestly, I'm a Knicks fan, but Joker is just on a different level, and when he gets to that point where he's focused, he's unstoppable. I don't see no one on the Knicks that can control the Joker.
Homer pick.
So I'm sorry, I'm going to go with Denver going all the way.
I think it's a safe pick. I feel like I like it. I like the Nuggets.
So another kind of more NBA news: the cheating scandal, or not the gambling scandal that just came down the news. Alleged gambling scandal. There we go. What are our thoughts on that?
It's a lot. It was a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
We took a second to all just kind of comprehend.
Yeah.
Like, there's 34 different people that are allegedly caught up in this. There could be more that come out in the next couple of weeks, months, years, however long they take to figure this stuff out. But the first 34, you've got a current NBA player, or was a current NBA player, and Terry Rozier caught up in that. Like, how does that work? Being a current NBA player and telling your friends, hey, bet all this money. I'll front you the $100,000 if you want to put $100,000 on me hitting the under. And then he goes out and he rigs a game to hit the under for his friends. Like, you just got $100,000 just to throw around willy nilly.
I mean, yeah, these are professional athletes.
Yeah.
They just see their weekly checks. It's pretty amazing. I think it's kind of reckless, or I don't want to use the other word that I'm thinking of. But it's not, as an athlete, when you're making tens, hundreds of $millions of dollars, why would you put yourself in a situation to where you could potentially lose everything, and put a certain stain on your name, basically, as a cheater or as someone who didn't really live up to their fullest potential. What I think it does for the fans, it now creates a divider between fans and athletes, where we may no longer look at athletes as human beings. We just want you to put up these points so I can get money. And I think that's going to start to cause an issue between fans and fans saying oblivious things to players. You know how this was when a couple of years ago Russell Westbrook used to get into issues with fans in Utah, used to say crazy things. I think that's going to come back again, because now we don't know if the athlete is actually playing because he wants to play or playing because he's trying to get his friends a couple $100,000. So I think it's going to cause a lot of issues going forward.
Yeah, I think just I think it went away a little bit, but in the whole sports gambling sphere, I feel like it didn't go away, where athletes talk about getting DMs from people that bet on them or whatever, and like even if they played the whole game and they didn't do anything wrong, it's just like, I think you got to understand athletes don't care about your bet at all.
Not at all.
But I just think that's unfortunate. Like if you're going out and gambling, like just don't DM an athlete after because you had Josh Allen over 2.5 passing touchdowns and then he only threw 2, and it's like,
yeah,
like don't just leave them alone. Like let them live their lives and
when
gamble for fun.
Like athletes
it's
are humans.
Yeah.
Athletes are humans too, right? Athletes make mistakes, and in the same breath, like athletes, you are professional athletes. Do not bet on yourselves. We've seen this in baseball with Pete Rose and the Shohei Ohtani gambling issue that was going on before last season. Like everything that you do is a performance, right? Like you are out there to perform. You are out there to play a game. You can't sit there and know the outcome of what you want to happen before you go into a matchup, because that's not fair for you. That's not fair for your opponent. That's not fair for your teammates, right? So if you're going into a game saying, hey, my point spread is set at 12 and a half, I'm just going to hit 12 and I'll, get $500,000 on a $250,000 bet that I placed. That's not how you play the game. That's not how you become the best of all time.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's an unfortunate situation for all the honest athletes, of course. But at the same time, like, is it good that this is getting a light shown on it? Like, are there rules that need to be set now to be put in place for certain athletes? Because, like, without a doubt, like, this is happening. There's some people who are going to be greedy, are going to be dishonest and do things like that. And kind of like what you were saying, it's terrible for the image of other honest athletes and things like that. So yeah, I mean, unfortunate situation for all the honest athletes, but yeah, to have this light shown on it, it kind of is like, what's going to happen from here? Like, where do we go from here? So yeah.
I mean, well, I did hear something about the NBA in their league. If a player, they're going to start cracking down on the time it takes for the team to notify the league that a player is playing or not. So before this whole thing came out, I think a team had an X amount of time to let the league know that, hey, LeBron James is not playing tonight. Now they're going to shorten that time so that way you're not selling out this information to your buddies that, oh, this person is not playing, bet is under, or bet the money line for the other team. So I think that's one of the things that they're going to try to help crack down on, these shady bets. But I think as fans who sports bet and things like that, some of us do get carried away when it's like a close game or and it goes the opposite way. Secondly, stop betting your rent money on sports like that. That's just not smart. You stop betting your whole life on this one game because if it goes
Get
wrong,
some help.
According to Michael Jordan, yes. But then also there are moments where the games, you just can't help it. They just look fishy. They look like something was tampered with, and those moments, I get why fans feel cheated out of their money, because if a spread is 7 and it's 3 seconds left and you go run to the opposite side of the field to go from
You're talking about a very specific clip right now.
Exactly, I am. The spread is 7. You're up by 7. It's 3 seconds left remaining. Instead of just taking the knee, you run back and get the safety. So now the spread is now busted. And then you go post-game and apologize. I'm sorry. I know people are going to be upset about the spreads, but I had to do what I had to do to win. That looks sus. I now question you. I question your program. I question your coach. And a lot of people said the NBA is just the first organization to get, have the magnifying glass on them. College football is going to be next.
You think college football?
I think as much as we put all that pressure on, because they're still amateurs. They're pros. They're getting paid like pros, but they're still amateurs.
Well,
the amount of
go ahead, keep going.
No,
I was gonna interrupt and say college athletes can now bet on pro games too. That's another hot button topic that came out in the news this week. I think that's going to be a slippery slope of college athletes that can bet on pro games, but where can they do that? Can they do that on FanDuel, the same app that they can bet on college games and then bet on themselves? And then, it's gonna lead to more problems down the road. But I agree with you that college football is definitely going to be looked at. I think baseball is going to be next. I think Major League Baseball and
how can you cheat baseball? Like how can you tamper
if a pitcher throws
overwalks or something like that.
Yeah, and we've seen it with Emmanuel Clase with the Guardians. The Guardians have had like 3 people this year get banned for life for gambling. So pitchers are probably the easiest people, the easiest targets in baseball to bet themselves, because they can bet the under on 10 strikeouts and they'll just start throwing balls to not hit that, and they can bet the under.
But that's if, like, say if you're talking about it like the Detroit Cy Young, Tariq Skubal, right? If he starts walking people, I know something's up, because that's not how he plays.
His command's just off that day. No. That's the excuse he's going to say, right? You can always make an excuse with like, hey, I just wasn't feeling my slider today. I just, my breaking ball wasn't breaking as much as I thought it was. That's an excuse that's going to be made if baseball comes out to be next and these players are getting put under the microscope of, hey, let's look at this one game from July 14th, 2023 of, hey, you had 7 walks. The rest of the year you only allowed 2 per game. What happened that game, right? You can you can make that excuse. But I want to end things with one win and one loss of the week. This show is now called Wins and Losses. So, what's the one win in the sports world this week, and what's the one loss?
Oh, I'll go ahead and say that for the loss is the NBA as a whole. I think they took the biggest L this week. I think I even read U.S. Congress wants Adam Silver to come meet with him to talk more about the investigations and things like that. So it's starting to get pretty serious. And the fact that this has been a 2-year investigation and all these names are starting to come out, I think the NBA took the biggest L this week.
Marge, biggest loss?
Biggest loss.
Jackson?
I was also going to say the NBA. I feel like that's unfortunate. Probably the Seattle Mariners. That one hurt. That was tough to watch. I was hoping that the big dumper and J-Rod could get it done, but just seeing George Springer, what a swing. But I would probably say that the Seattle Mariners, that was pretty tough last week.
Biggest loss for me is the LSU football program against Ole Miss. They were favored in that game. Were they playing Ole Miss this week? I don't know. But the LSU football program this week did not come out to play. Brian Kelly's job is now in jeopardy. And the hot seat. But yeah, Brian Kelly's job is in jeopardy. He's meeting with the boosters on Monday on Monday to kind of discuss his future. So the LSU Tigers, biggest losers of the week for me. And now let's go back to March.
I'm just
the Boston Celtics.
The Boston Celtics started 0-3.
You know what? Not going to talk about the sore subject, so pass over that. I'm going to go just with the whole NBA situation. I think it's a really unfortunate situation altogether for all the athletes. So I'm just going to go with that one. I think that really is the biggest loss. So I don't want to cover it up with another smaller loss.
Fair enough.
Biggest winners.
Gotta go Broncos, man. They are on a 5-game win streak. They had a great comeback last week, beating the Giants, 33 points in the fourth quarter, beat the defending champs, and they're riding high right now. So I like what I'm seeing from the Broncos.
Jackson?
I think maybe not top 10 football teams, because it seems like every week somebody in the AP top 10 loses. So I feel like just if you're
sore subject.
If you're a middle tier college football team, I think I have no idea who's gonna be in the playoffs. So just mid college football teams basically.
I've also got another big loser of the week. This is gonna be a very sore subject. Cam Scattaboo. Brutal. Cam Scattaboo fantasy owners, aka this guy. Really gruesome injury. Prayers up for him. He's a fighter. He's gonna come back. He's gonna come back stronger, which I don't know how it's possible. This man can run through a drywall wall like it's nothing. But biggest winners of the week for me, I think, have to be the Los Angeles Dodgers. Homer pick. They get
knocked. They got trounced.
They
in game
get knocked
one.
down in game one.
Okay.
But it's not how hard you hit. It's about how hard you get hit and get back up.
Okay, Rocky.
And then Yoshinobu Yamamoto throws a complete game in the second game. The Los Angeles Dodgers have life.
Marge?
Okay, my biggest win might be I don't know if anyone's going to agree with this, but back on the betting topic, that NCAA athletes can bet now. I think that's good. I do.
Oh, you think it's good?
I think all these athletes had to sign a piece of paper that they weren't going to do it. I think so many of them were probably doing it anyway. Now they don't have to sign that piece of paper in line. They can, have fun and do it anyways. I think that's a win for them.
Is this coming from experience, or are you
No,
just?
College athlete right here saying,
I do not know
athletes.
anyone who did that.
Get on the record. Take the mic. I'm not laughing in it, and get on the mic and say that you never bet in college.
I never did that.
Look directly into camera one.
I didn't. I did not do that. Okay. I swear.
All right, guys. So that's all the time we got this week on Wins and Losses. Titus Cleveland, March Tobin, Jeff Hinkle, Jackson Cowan. We will see you back here, same time, same place next week.